guys, Biggs here, and in today's video I have some not so great news. And this not so great news that I'm about to tell you isn't 100% sure, but as you guys can tell from the title and thumbnail, if it is true, I'm pretty sure I just blew up my quad. So as you guys know, I have my YAMAHA Breeze 125. My last video was actually with it when I took it out onto the street for the first time. And like every day or 2 days or so, I started up and I, let it run. I ride it around for a little bit just so the battery doesn't die. And I just went ahead and did that now. I fired it up and everything, let it warm up. I was riding it and it wasn't running that good. It was like idling high and everything. So I kind of did something not very good when it started doing this. So I started to think maybe the jets in the carburetor started to get clogged up with maybe some contaminants in the fuel. And what I did, I do not suggest doing, but what I did is I turned on the choke and started revving it. Because I've done that before on bikes that haven't ran very good, and they usually run like way better after for some reason. It kind of like sucks out everything in the jets. So I went ahead and did that with the Yamaha, and all of a sudden it makes an awful like clapping noise, like metal like hitting each other, and then it turns off completely. Now the engine isn't locked up, it just seems like there is no compression at all, like there's not even a piston in there. So what I think I'm gonna do is pull out the spark plug and see if any metal shoots out, but I'll show you guys how it is right now. So the spark plug is in there, but it is in there and tightened down. So now if I go ahead and turn the key, it's like the engine just spins over freely. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some room in the shed, because right now I got the NASCAR in there and I got the DRZ and the floor is a mess. I got tools everywhere, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean all of this out real quick. Alrighty guys, so the shed is nice and clean and organized now. I can now walk around, and I got the Yamaha Breeze up in here. And as I said earlier, I do want to go ahead and start off by taking out the spark plug and seeing if we can see either a piston ring or a hole in the piston itself, or maybe even the spark plug broke. I'm gonna take a guess and say that either a piston ring snapped or jump timing or something like that. But the only thing is, if it jumped timing, then the valve should have hit the piston and it shouldn't be able to turn over, because it kind of sounds like either like the chain like fell off because of that rattle or something, but we're not gonna know just by standing here. So let's get started on working on this thing. Alrighty, here we go. This is actually like pretty much my first time like really blowing up something. Alright, spark plug is intact. I mean, it is really black, but it doesn't look like it got pushed down or anything. Still looks like it's clearanced right. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing over and see if anything comes out. I didn't see anything. Alrighty, so since nothing came out of there and the spark plug isn't broken apart, I'm gonna go ahead and take a flashlight down in there and see what I see. If there isn't any carnage or anything, then that could be honestly a good sign. Then I'll probably just go ahead and take a look at the valve, see if they're moving, and if they're not, then I'll go ahead and adjust the chain and everything like that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get you guys to see down in there. I mean, I can barely see down in there, but I don't see anything really wrong at all. It probably just looks like a black hole for you guys. But based on what I saw, just, on top of the piston, it just looked completely like carbon covered. Like it's running really rich, and that piston has probably never been replaced. I'm still not able to tell really if there's anything wrong. I wish I had a compression tester so I could just screw it in and it'll tell me, but I don't. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the gas tank and everything, the seat, so I can get on top of the engine, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the valve cover so I can see the cam and the valves moving and everything, and I can see if I see anything wrong in there. So let's go ahead and do that now. All the bolts are out and the gas line is disconnected, so this should just come right out. Oh no. Don't tell me I gotta take off the whole front plastics just to take out the gas tank. But this might work. There we go. But now we have access to the top of the engine. So this is what it looks like, and I'm sure I probably could just put a big socket on the intake and exhaust valves just to see what it looks like, but I want to see the whole thing, so I think I might just see if this can all come off in one piece which it should be able to. Yeah, it definitely can. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take off everything because I know something is not right with this thing. So let's go ahead and do that now. Well, actually, before I go ahead and pull off the head, I'm just gonna go ahead and just hand screw in the spark plug real quick, just to triple check to make sure that this will not start. Just so I don't need to go through like a gasket or anything on there. And just so I can like really hear the compression for the last time before I rip apart this engine. Well, the top of the engine at least. All right, so that's hand tight. That should be plenty of enough. I don't know. That does not sound good at all. So I probably don't even need to have the spark plug in there because it doesn't even have any compression. But I'm just gonna take it out anyway, because why not? All right, now let's take apart the head. Alrighty guys, so it is a little while later and it is almost time for the head to come off right there, or there. I just need to take off this little cover right over here so I can get to the final little bolt right there, and I should be able to lift off the head. But as I was just looking at the engine, I just realized that there is some sort of substance coming out from the bottom of the cylinder. What this could be, I'm not sure. I tried to like feel it, but for some reason it's like dry for some reason. But it goes around the engine pretty much, at least on this side. So it could be oil, that's what I'm gonna guess it is. I mean, since that's there, which I've never seen before, I'm gonna guess that the piston rings totally like snapped, and from me cranking it over, oil went around and just got in everywhere. But let's just finish up so we can take off the head. Alrighty guys, so the little screws that were on this cover right here stripped out, obviously, because they're Phillips, you know, they always strip out on engines. So what I did for the first one is I took my vice grips and I basically just wrenched it out, which is like awful because it takes forever, but I finally got that one out and it's right here. And as you can see, it's really marred up. But the other one, on the other hand, is a whole nother story. So the other one is right down there. It's on an angle that I can't really get to. Now I'm sure this would be easier by taking off the whole front plastics, but you know me. But once those screws are out, it's really not necessary to take it out, and there are a ton of screws holding on this front plastic, so it's honestly gonna take a while. And these are all Phillips heads, and I'm sure those are all gonna round out as well. But the way I did this is I took my little bolt extractor right here on my drill, which I love so much. And first I used a small size and it didn't work at all, so I started to get kind of bummed out. But then I went up to the biggest size I got, and that thing took it out like a champ. So now I should be able to pull this out. Oh, there we go. And there is our cam, and our chain is on. We can eliminate that issue from the problem. And now that I know that, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's the piston. But let me show you guys how that bottom screw looks. So yeah, this is it. I don't think I'm gonna be reusing this hardware. But now that I finally got that out, let's go ahead and just take out the final screw right down there. Hopefully that it doesn't give us any issues. And then we should be able to finally pull off this head. Alright, so we got a 5mm hex head. Gotta make sure that doesn't strip out. Please come off. Alrighty, we are good. I never have luck with those either. Oh wow, that's longer than I expected. Now I gotta try and lift this thing off. Oh man. Oh, there's another screw. Well, that'll explain why it's so hard to take off. This should be our last screw. It's a hex head once again. It's right by the exhaust, so I should be able to get this out too. Yep, it's coming out. Okay, there we go. Now, it should come off. Oh my god. I don't think there's any more screws or bolts. So as I was just looking at this thing, I realize how rusty I am at taking apart an engine because it's been a little while since I've done this. I used to do this stuff all the time, but now I do it every couple months. I realize I need to take off the chain. The timing chain, that is. Oh my god. Can't believe I forgot about that. So all I need to do for that is loosen up that bolt right there, and it'll loosen up the chain. Then I can pop it off, and then the head will come off. 100% this time. Alrighty guys, so as you guys can tell, the cam and the chain and everything is off. And I'll show you guys the cam real quick. All the teeth on it look pretty good. Doesn't look like any of them stripped out or anything, which is pretty good. But now, let's go ahead and take off that head. Oh yeah, alright, here we go. Time to see if there's any carnage. Okay. Oh. Dang. So here is the piston. There is no carnage at all. Let's see if I can focus for you guys. Yeah, so there is no marks or anything. It just has a ton of carbon on it, but other than that, there is no dents or dings in it. But on the other hand, if we come on over here to the head, I am pretty sure that I may have bent the exhaust valve. As you guys can see, it's so hard to show you guys everything because everything has so much carbon on it, but there we go. The exhaust valve is stuck open and it looks a little bit like over to the right side a little bit, and it does look like that the intake valve does have a little bit of a gash onto it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I probably should have done in the first place, but if this valve is bent, then I would have to take this out anyway. But I'm going to go ahead and take off these huge covers and see what it looks like under there. Oh! Oh my god. Whew. I don't really see anything wrong inside of the valve and the valve spring and everything. Everything looks like it's on-centered. I just think I might have just bent that valve. Because right now, since the timing chain and everything isn't hooked up, obviously, there's no tension or anything on the spring, so they should be closed. But the exhaust valve is still pretty much wide open. So there is our culprit. I don't know if I'm gonna have to get an intake valve. It looks not too bad for the most part, except for that gash right there from probably the contact when the exhaust valve broke. But I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and order, a new piston and piston rings and everything, because when this thing was running, it ran mint, and you guys know that it didn't smoke anything. It never smoked at all. It always started up. It always ran great. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry about doing a top-end rebuild with the piston and everything just yet. But I am going to go ahead and order some new valves. And that'll explain why there's no compression, because all the air was escaping out the exhaust. So I'm pretty happy that we were able to find our culprit in today's video. So stay tuned for, I guess, when we put the engine back together and see if it'll fire up. I'm also gonna have to order a new gasket as well, I just realized. But anyway guys, I'm gonna be ending the video here. Comment down below some videos you guys would like to see. And I was planning on taking this to the track, but just gotta wait to fix it, so I can ride it. But it shouldn't be down for too long. If I order them tonight, it should be in a couple days, and things should be running when it arrives. I really was not expecting to do this today, because this quad has been so reliable for me and hasn't had any issues pretty much since I've got it running and everything. But follow my social medias, they'll be on the outro of this video. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and tell your friends about the channel.